Okay, and we're back for the second part of this class. So for those of you who decided to join this just for the meringue part, you're going to end up using only the whites of your eggs. So if you don't know what to do with the yolks, you can just go back to the beginning of the class and then you'll learn how to make mayo, which is one thing that you can do. For the others who also already made the mayo, you can just follow. You know that you have at least one egg white left, and so we're going to look at what we can do with these egg whites, and we're going to make some fantastic meringues. So from my mayo earlier, I had one egg white left. I actually cheated a little bit and I made a little bit more mayo, so I have 2 egg whites here, so that we know what the proportions are. For these 2 egg whites to make good meringues, you're going to need 125 grams of sugar, which corresponds to about 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Okay, so that's for 2 egg whites. If you want to make more, obviously you can do the calculation, double it if it's for 4. Meringues, the egg whites are going to get quite big, so this seems like it's not a lot, but you will see that we come up with quite a few meringues here. And so we have our sugar. We're going to need an oven sheet or some kind of dish. I have a pizza dish that I used for that, and I've covered it with parchment paper. So I've got that ready for when I'm going to spread my meringue. And the next thing I want to do is turn on the oven to 250 degrees. So I'm going to do that right away. Okay, so we're back. Here are my 2 egg whites, and the first thing we're going to do is we are going to beat the eggs with our little mixer. This time with both bits. We definitely want the 2 this time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have them go pretty high, and when they're almost ready, I'm going to add the sugar and keep beating up until it's nice and smooth. Okay? So I'm just going to keep doing this so that you can see the full process. Okay, so I'm going to stop just for 1 second to see. So right now the egg whites are fairly hard. We can keep beating them a little bit. So this is where I'm going to add the sugar in probably a couple of times. Like that. So at this point, it thickens a little bit, and it kind of looks like marshmallows. It's kind of a little more gooey. I'm going to do it a little bit longer because I can still see that the sugar is not fully melted, so I prefer it when it shows like it's a little bit more mixed in it. So I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer. Alright, so we have a very nice mix now. It's nice and gooey and it's smooth, so I'm going to put this away. And this is what you want it to look like. Okay, it kind of stays a little bit in the spoon, just like this. And so the next step is very simple. I'm going to grab my dish, which has a little bit of sugar on it. And I'm just going to do little dollops of the mix. You can, if you have one of those little pockets that has the I don't know how it's called, but those things that you can make it look pretty, you can do that too. But I'm just making simple meringues. They're just going to look like little ovals, I guess. And I'm just going to spread these on my paper. You don't need to grease it. It just goes like this. It's very simple on its own. So I'll do just small ones. There you go. If you want to make them bigger, you can. You just have less of them, just bigger ones. The cooking obviously is a little bit different, but that I'm going to explain in a second about how we can cook these. So as I was saying earlier, this was only 2 egg whites. And when we first started, it really didn't look like it was going to be a lot, but it is actually quite a few. There's a possibility that they're going to touch when they cook, but I don't really mind that. I didn't use a very big sheet. I can have something a bit bigger. But this is pretty much it. I've got space for maybe, got enough for maybe just 1 or 2 more, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit on the first one because the first one seems a little bit smaller than the others. We don't want that. And that's, this one is also a little bit smaller. And that's it. These are our meringues, and they're going to go in the oven. And okay, so now we've made the meringues. We're going to put them in the oven. So I'm going to put mine in. And the oven is preheated, so this is good. So now, meringues are really made the way you like them. Usually they will cook very slowly, and they have to cook for a minimum of half an hour. Now after half an hour, with the size of my meringues, I'm probably going to get something quite soft and a bit more gooey than I like. So I'm going to leave them a little bit longer. And I would say up to about an hour after 45 minutes, you should get something that's probably crispy on the top, a little bit brown, pinkish, but still a little bit soft in the middle. If you leave them a little bit longer, up to an hour, or maybe a little bit more, you just have to see, it depends on the ovens too. It's just a matter of checking and see how you like it. After an hour, most of the meringue should be completely hard, more crispy. So that might be the way you like it. For now, I'm going to put mine on about 45 minutes so that I'll check on them, and if I'm happy with it, I'll take them out, and if I want them a little bit longer, I'll just leave them a little bit longer. So I'll come back and check that. So let me just put the timer right now. I'm going to put 45 minutes. There we go. And that's it. We're going to wait and see what happens. Okay, so here we are. It's been 45 minutes. I'm going to check on the meringues. It literally just beeped to tell me it's 45 minutes. So as I see them right now, they're just starting to turn a little bit lighter brown. I'm going to give them a few more minutes because I like them a little bit more cooked than that. But if that's the way you like it right now, then you could stop. Or you could have stopped them a little bit sooner and they would be just a lot softer than what they are now. Right now, if you touch them, they're hard. You can't just break them. Okay? So let's put them back. I'm going to give them another 10 minutes, I think. 10, 15 maybe, actually, just to be sure. So here we go. I'm just gonna add another 15 minutes. Okay, last check. It's been another 15 minutes, so let me check. It smells really good in the house right now. So, yep, I think they're good. Right, they've turned a little bit pinkish brown, and this is how I like them. So I'm gonna get them out of the oven. Turn this off, close, and then all you have to do is simply let them cool down for a little bit, and in about 5 minutes you'll be able to actually pull them off of the paper, and then they're ready to eat and you can enjoy them.